just like nobody thought about Robert Johnson. What happened? The engineer who made those records died, and no one ever asked him, what kind of guitar did he play? And I'll tell you something else about this. Do you know how they talk about he was nervous and wouldn't face the room?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. You think that man is nervous?
No.
I'll tell you what he was doing. They say he sat in the corner. Do you ever try, do you play a guitar?
Yes, I do.
Well, find yourself a plaster corner sometime. Like all those hotel rooms were plaster.
Right.
Okay. And I don't mean wallpaper or curtains, but you go and sit in the corner with your guitar tied up against the corner and face the corner and play and see what it sounds like. Now, what you do there, what you get there, is a thing they call corner loading. And that's a physical or an acoustic principle. And what that does is it eliminates most of the top end and most of the bottom end and amplifies the middle.
Right.
The same thing that a metal guitar does, or an electric guitar. It mostly amplifies the mid-range, which is where that metallic kind of piercing sound is what's left. Now, you take and record that way, you'll sound, because Robert Johnson sounds funny, let's face it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anybody playing an acoustic wooden guitar, but it's not a metal guitar.
Yeah.
But if you sit in the corner and stick your face up into the corner and listen, you'll hear that sound. It ties the notes together. It compresses the sound, too. His sound is very compressed. See?
Yeah.
So I think it's silly to say that a man who, if we believe that's him in that picture, and if we listen to his singing and his forceful personality, this is a guy who was afraid of the audience? Hell no. This is a chew them up and spit them out kind of a guy. I think he was sitting in the corner to achieve a certain sound that he liked. In other words, if you'd have said, Robert, I'm going to boost the mid-range, take off, because it's a dry sound, the acoustic guitar, finally. It's a boring sound for Robert. He wants to hear whang. He wants to hear the electric. He wants to hear that kind of boosted mid-range.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you that you could have done that with him with equalizing and headphones in the modern era. He'd have been very glad. I'll bet you if you'd have given him a Marshall amp to play through, he'd have been extremely glad. But sitting in the corner, he could achieve something like that. And the sound on those records, the way the voice and the guitar is all mushed together and it sounds like it's being compressed, and early field recording did compress a lot.